The following program is paid for and furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors, which in this case is the Ugel Law Firm. And it is time for Tina Trasser and the Rockland Business Commercial right after this.
Tina Trasser, editor and publisher of the Rockland County Business Journal. The need for local journalism is critical. rcbizjournal.com is a 24/7 digital news source covering local news stories about the economy, retail, real estate, local entrepreneurs, and more. Sign up for our professional business directory. Check out our commercial real estate listings. We deliver in-depth analysis every Monday at 9:15 with Steve and Jeff on the morning show. And visit rcbizjournal.com to receive our free daily newsletter.
Sponsored by Ugel Law Firm.
Hello, I'm Scott Ugel of the Ugel Law Firm. I don't have to tell you how our world has dramatically changed. Today, many people are suffering financially and often do not know where to turn for help as they have many questions. I have been practicing consumer law for over 35 years and have handled thousands of cases where we help people save their home through loan modifications and or forbearance agreements by going to state Supreme Court, bankruptcy court, or without having to go to court at all. Please give me a call, as every situation is different, and let me tell you how I might be able to help you or someone you love. I'm Scott Ugel of the Ugel Law Firm.
And we do have Tina Trasser on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. You sound rather perky today.
I feel very good today.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Is it that we've turned the calendar to March 1?
Yeah.
And there's hope?
Oh, yeah, and they, like the contemporary Christian group at our church, Jamming with Jesus, is back, and they're fantastic every Sunday, and it sets me for the whole week. It really does.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, I'm glad that you've had your inspirational fix, and now I hope...
Now you're going to bring my head down, right? No, I'm sorry.
No. Today I'm going to talk about something that I think is a positive development, and I often do, let's be fair. Well, for 50 years, we know that Suez has run a water treatment plant at the intersection of Old Mill and Strawtown Road in West Nyack, adjacent to the reservoir. And over the years, they have tried to upgrade as they've gone. Although, residents have always complained about the water quality, and I suppose legitimately. As of late, they have been using these copper-based chemicals to attach to the contaminants and to filter them out. But even Suez says that that's been a temporary solution. So in addition to that, recently, New York State set new standards for public drinking water supplies. And to meet those standards, Suez has come up with a plan on the land that it owns, which would require no variances, but does require a site plan approval. And the plan entails a new 40,000-plus square foot building that would be used for a state-of-the-art filtration system that would enable it to clean these newly regulated contaminants. And it also includes a proposal to build 2 concrete storage tanks that would hold 1.1 million gallons of water apiece. And then that's the second phase of the proposal has another raft of improvements. So this is not the same location of last year's controversial effort to relocate their building and headquarters at the former Tilcon site. As you know, that caused a big stir in the community, and they did move into the offices, but they dropped their plans to build a large maintenance facility and parking lot. That controversy had bubbled up, no pun intended, over environmental concerns, specifically about runoff to the reservoir, because that site also was adjacent to the reservoir. And there were several, contentious hearings on that, and then ultimately Suez, at least for now, seems to have withdrawn that plan. We also know that, Suez was caught up several years ago in a controversial effort to build a desalination plant in Haverstraw Bay, and that also was not met well with the community. It was fought by a motivated coalition of residents and environmental groups, and I guess ultimately they prevailed because that never happened either. So Suez on this Wednesday at 7:30 will come before the planning board for Clarkstown for preliminary site approval. And it would seem that on this occasion the interests of Suez and the environmentalists would at last align. But I guess that remains to be seen. I'm not aware at this point if there is any controversy or opposition to the prospect of, building and making more surfaces impermeable, or whether there will be a recognition that this is, for a good reason, which is to make the water safer. So the questions that remain to be answered, however, are, who will pay for these improvements, and as is it the taxpayer? I mean, as we know, we've recently had a rate hike, and so we will see if if that is revealed over the course of these new site plans being rolled out and discussed. I can say that it's very difficult these days to follow. Some towns have Zoom meetings, and you can hear what public officials are saying on any given topic. Unfortunately, with Clarkstown, the meetings are very, very difficult to follow. You dial in and it's on the phone, and maybe you can hear the chairman conducting the meeting, but anybody else who's presenting a plan or talking, or anybody in the public who shows up in the town hall or calls in, it's nearly impossible to hear it. And this is a problem because this could become something of a permanent way that we conduct meetings. And so I just personally wish that Clarkstown would figure out the Zoom method so that, because I think that this and everything that comes before the planning board or the town board, I mean, the whole point is that we want public participation. So that's just a separate editorial aside that I just wish that Clarkstown would hold these meetings on Zoom so the public can follow them better.
Now, which meetings are you talking about here?
Well, the planning board meetings, the zoning board meetings, the town hall meetings. Other towns that are holding their meetings, it's by way of a Zoom link. So you click on and
I understand that, but how is Clarkstown doing it?
You just have to call. You dial in. And there is a video, but it's just as difficult. The audio is impossible. And so it's just incredibly hard to. It's very difficult for the town to be making accountable decisions at this point if you can't have public participation. And it's kind of you can't have public participation if the public literally cannot hear what anybody is saying. So I'm hoping this shout out maybe moves somebody in Clarkstown to make their meetings better. But in particular, I mean, this as we know, Suez is of great interest. What Suez does is of great interest not only to everybody in Clarkstown, but really everybody in the county. Their water facility serves a population of roughly 300,000 in Rockland County.
Let me, before I let you go, I mean, they was threatening a strike in Westchester. They didn't mention Rockland, but, the union workers in Westchester, do you know if that applies to Rockland, and has that been resolved?
I honestly don't know anything about that.
It's supposed to happen tonight.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll take a look at that and see if it.
All right. That'd be a good idea. Because I heard on the news yesterday, I kept saying Westchester. I would imagine that Rockland is a part of that union, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's a different local.
Yeah, it's possible. Let me look into that.
Okay.
And maybe that becomes part of the conversation on Wednesday night. But
okay, Tina, I got to run. But thank you very much. We'll talk to you next Monday.
All right. Have a good week.